So welcome to African Food Buzz, where we use food to showcase our African heritage. As you guys can see, I love everything that has to do with our African heritage, from food to dancing to all of that. So today we are going to be making one African snack that brings so many memories for me. Back home in Cameroon, we call it ACCRA banana, but I know there's certain parts of Africa where they call it banana fritters or banana puff puff or whatever you have. So I will show you guys how I make it. It takes me less than 5 minutes to mix it up. And I know my first video was on how you can do puff puff the easy way. So this is almost the same process. There's a little bit of difference in the ingredients, of course, but you know, it's one of those snacks where you can, you know, make it if you don't have much time and you're hungry or your family is hungry, or just one of those things that will help bring back memories. You know, like I said, it's a snack that I ate growing up, and you know, I'm sure like the average Cameroonian kid will tell you guys the same thing as well. So we're going to start by talking about the ingredients here. In here we have self-rising flour, we have garri, and garri is pretty much cassava or yuca, processed, fermented, fried yuca grits. Pretty much that's what garri is. And then of course, like I said, there's self-rising flour here. Now the original recipe for ACCRA banana has, you know, cassava and banana and a little bit of salt, but I don't have cassava and I don't have time to go to the store right now to go buy cassava. So, and one of the things that we talk about a lot on this channel is you can be creative with food. You can be creative with those recipes, and you know, that makes the process, for me, it makes the process enjoyable. Okay, and then in here, of course, I have my wet ingredients in here. I have my blended banana. If you guys can see, the blended banana is like, I didn't blend it to be too smooth or too fine. There's some roughness in there. That's exactly how I want it. So there's the blended bananas, there is 1 milk, and there's half a cup of 1 egg, sorry, half a cup of milk, and 1 cup of water. So that's all of what is in here. And if you notice, I didn't mention any salt because there's already salt in the self-rising flour. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take all of the dry ingredients and mix with the wet ingredients. And as you guys already know, when I'm cooking for my household, especially in smaller quantities, I just go in with my hands. You can use a ladle if you want, but I'm just going to go in with my hands. And there's my oil for frying is already on here. I'm just going to put it on high for now. When I start frying, usually I put it on medium heat. So I'm just going to mix everything up. And like I said earlier on, like, it doesn't take long at all. Like, this is one of my quick meals. And with the ACCRA banana, like, a lot of people eat it with like the typical African pepper sauce, or I think the Ghanaians call it shito. You can eat it with that, or you can eat it with bean stew. Like, it's so good with bean stew, guys. So I'm just going to mix everything in there. You just mix, and mix everything together. And some people usually add a little bit of sugar in it, but I try not to. Especially if I have enough bananas. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be too sweet. Because remember, like, a lot of times you're not just eating it on its own, you're eating it with something else. So that's my take anyway. So we're going to start frying now. I think the oil is hot. Just drop them in. Drop them in one at a time. And you don't want to put a lot in there because remember, there's self-rising flour, and the self-rising flour has yeast. Okay? So you just drop. I think I can put in just one more. Alright, and I usually when I'm frying snacks, I usually just have my water by the side where I can raise my hands. So while I let it cook in there, I just rinse my hands. You have to pay very keen attention to it as well, because you don't want it to get brown on the outside and not cooked on the inside. So sometimes you have to play with the heat to make sure it's completely cooked. Alright, so you just turn it. Make sure it's cooking right. It's all looking so good, guys. You are going to enjoy it. This is a typical African snack. In Cameroon, you can find this sold like at street corners or in the market or wherever you have like food sold. In my primary school, they used to sell these as well. Yeah, ACCRA banana. Oh, I guess I should say ACCRA banana remix, because this is my version of it. So if you have cassava already, like wherever you live, if you have access to cassava or you have access to cassava flour, a lot of Asian stores sell cassava flour. So you can use that, and then you just mix your blended banana in it, and you know, a little bit of salt, and like I said, some people add sugar to it, but that's not the original recipe. Does not include sugar, but it's up to you. So if you have access to cassava, that's fine. You can use that as well. But if you're like some of us, you know, and you don't want to use your cassava, or maybe cassava is very expensive where you are, you can do this version. You just use garri. You use self-rising flour. So I'm just going to take it out now. I think it's cooked. So this is looking really good. Like before you do something like this, you can already have like your pepper sauce ready. This could be a really good snack if you're having guests over. This could be a really good snack. It takes you a total of less than 30 minutes to do it. So you can even do the mixture and the frying and everything while your guests have already arrived, and you serve it to them hot or warm or whatever, like with just a nice juice. Or it's so delicious, guys. So I'm just gonna let it cool off, and I will split one open. But this is how it looks. This is how it looks, and it's so good. It's so good. That's how you want it to look. So like kind of golden brown like that. Okay, so I am going to split one open. I know it's hot and everything, so see how it looks inside, and I'll try it. And hot, but it's so good. Crunchy on the outside and soft and really well cooked on the inside. So guys, this is how you make your ACCRA banana. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please definitely do subscribe, share our content. We're going to be making more videos on like typical African foods, African snacks and things like that. If there's a specific African meal that you'd like for me to make, you can leave a comment down below and I will work on that. But in the meantime, thank you so much and God bless you.